What does this say? Does this say anything? Yeah, okay, it doesn't really say much. Is there anything I can do in here? Do that. Although it's not going to matter if there's other checkpoints. Or if I have to restart the checkpoint every time. Colt. The dimensional shambler comes from a dark and inhospitable dimension where the rarity of food sources keeps it in a state of permanent starvation. This is why it is in a constant state of readiness to travel to other dimensions in order to feed on its inhabitants. Make sure you never weaken the veils of your dimension, otherwise you risk attracting this very dangerous creature. Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and to... Should this happen, you just have to lay eyes upon it for its being to anchor itself in your dimension and to allow it to rip you open with its claws. So wait, I just have to not look at it?
What the hell was that?
That looks like a fancy one.
This dagger looks different.
I'm gonna get you, bitch. I'm gonna get you. Gotcha. Uh-oh. Stab him again. Stab him again. So the secret was just to not look at him. Uh-oh. Do it.
What's the matter with you?
Banish the...
You sure you won't be needing that hand? You're losing it, Detective. At this rate, you're right. The bottle will get you before I do.
You didn't see anything.
I saw you within an inch of putting a dagger through your forearm. Did I miss something more interesting?
So I got 2 achievements. One for banishing the shambler. And another one for banishing the shambler with a single dagger. Which means that I could have either did what I did and banished it with that one different dagger, or used multiple, I don't know how many, maybe 4, because there were 4 candles, multiple of the wrong daggers, or maybe you just have to keep doing it and the right dagger is the only one that will banish it. So like if I used a wrong one and then used the right one, I wouldn't get that only using one dagger achievement. Fuck. I was attacked by a creature.
I was attacked by a creature. I pushed it back, I think.
I think so too.
What? He must have noticed the state of my arm.
My arm was disappearing into this painting. You must have seen that.
I saw you put your trembling hands on a collector's artifact. Where do you think you're going with that dagger?
It saved my life. It's an extraordinary dagger.
You should talk to Algernon Drake. He's an antique dealer here on Darkwater. He'll tell you all about it. From what I saw in the ledgers, it was him who sold it to Sanders.
And you give me this information free of charge?
It's not your style to give me free information like that.
Take it as payment for being my canary. A simple trade-off. Now go see your antique
Fair
seller.
enough.
I've still got things to settle with Irene.
Thank you, Cat. What are you crying about in there? What was in there? the Nameless Bookstore. The Shambler turned out to be much more than much more than an artwork painted by Sarah Hawkins, as a huge creature came out of the painting to attack Pierce. After a hard fight, that wasn't much of a fight, it was just running away and dying, the detective managed to send it back into the painting. He later discovered that the dagger he used to repel the creature had been sold to Sanders by a man named Algernon Drake, owner of the Nameless Bookstore. Pierce decides to pay the library a visit. Oh shit. It's broken and into. Das ist no gut. Okay.
Where is the bookseller?
Bookseller.
Freud's The Interpretation of Dreams. It's the work that laid the foundations of psychoanalysis at the beginning of this century.
This practical work, written by Sigmund Freud for psychology, describes the techniques of analytical interpretation of dreams. The analysis must follow several rules, especially that of free association, a principle announced by Freud at the end of the 19th century. It treats dreams as a way of revealing buried desires. I cannot believe that this theory is applicable to my nightmares. Dreams is a way of revealing buried... I wonder if that's an actual book. That's cool. Medicine. Fuck. So close. No CP. CP. Dagger of the Ancients. This exceptional dagger of Ottoman origin probably dates from the 16th century. It bears the elder sign on its hilt. It apparently belonged to Pargali Ibrahim Pasha, Grand Vizier at the court of Suleiman the Magnificent. Legend tells that Pargali used the symbol on the dagger to protect the court from a creature that haunted the mirrors of the palace. What is certain is that Suleiman had his vizier executed. Did he fear him after this demonstration of power? Extract from Art and Mysticism, Francis Sanders' Forgotten Objects. Huh. The painting was exposed in Francis Sanders' gallery, but I think that the creature no longer requires it for movement. It went to hunt down Sanders in the cellars of the Riverside Institute. I do not know where it comes from, but one thing is sure, it's starving. Did I succeed in sending it back to its world? I am not sure. Okay. I fucking hope it's gone for good. Fuck that guy. Oh yeah, Diary of a Wimpy Kid. I did miss the first one, it looks like. Unfortunate. Okay. Let's see if there are any more things around here to look at.
Another volume of the Reverend's wife's diary.
As I'm talking about Volume 1. I wonder where Volume 1 was. The pastor declared himself to be the prophet. He renounced God and worshipped a strange pagan entity with a monstrous appearance. His wife tried to reason with her husband, but in vain. He was convinced that he must listen to this voice in his head because it holds the truth. So he thought he was the prophet of God, and it turned out to be not very godly. Wow. Terrible. History of Darkwater, Volume 4. In the 19th century, as the American whaling industry reached its peak in the rest of the world, whales gradually disappeared from the waters surrounding Darkwater. This phenomenon appears even more mysterious because, up till then, the region was a favored refuge for cetaceans. I assume that's how that's pronounced. In 1847, after months of pursuit, Scylla returns to port with a gigantic creature on board. Its crew asserts that the sea monster had eaten all the disappeared whales. After a night of ferocious combat, the survivors managed to drag the beast onto the whaling ship. Oil. Get some oil in her. Linguistics. Poetry. Volume 2. A Puritan colony, led by Reverend John Wickwood, settled on the island during the 17th century. They named the island Darkwater because of the dark shades of the sea. They believed it was because of the peculiar color of the rocks surrounding the island. They erected the first buildings, among which were the Hawkins Manor, the church, and the cemetery. The rare documents and handwritten notes they left spoke of nightmares and deviant behaviors. They disappeared at the beginning of the 18th century. Theology, mythology. Breviary of Medicine, Tome 3. Even a few years back, it was possible for a single practitioner to know all the medical knowledge of this time. This book, which concludes the series, shows that this is now virtually impossible. About 10 renowned doctors took part in putting together this collection. Medicine! Medicine! This looks like one more thing of medicine find and I get level 3. That's huge. Handbook on Anatomy and Dissection, Book 2. As precise and illustrated with as much detail as the first volume, this book focuses on healing surgeries specific to malformations and motor disorders. Medicine! Level 3! Nothing behind the counter, nothing there. It's like airship stuff. Airship plans.
What happened here?
Yeah, I'll do that after I do this. There's a fucking safe back there. Gimme. I don't think I can yet. This lady looks very sad. What the fuck? Book 1. The least that can be said about this book is that its title is well conceived. The illustrations of human anatomy and dissection methods presented are illustrated in great detail. You have to have a strong heart or the detachment proper to doctors. The detachment proper to doctors to consult its pages. Sometimes, man, the wording is like so fucked. All right, let's see what's going on in here.
Let's start over. Where did they break in from?
Here.
Blood. Seems like amateur work.
One of the cult members, maybe?
Someone tall left this footprint. A man, probably.
How do you know it was tall?
This burglar seems to be rather clumsy. What killed all these animals?
I'm sorry to say, but I would not consider these animals. These are bugs.
What sort of thief leaves his tools at the crime scene? What happened that made the burglar flee before finishing his work? What the... Charles Hawkins?
Oh.
What sort of power did Sarah Hawkins' painting possess? Sarah Hawkins helped hide something in this safe.
Okay.
Drake put in a great deal of effort to hide whatever is in here. Everything is linked to the Sarah Hawkins case.
Sure seems like it.
Drake left instructions on how to find the combination of his safe.
That is a fucking essay. A page seems to be hidden here. It is possible to read. If somebody finds these memories, there will be no doubt that I am in serious trouble. Is it a common thing in this world for people to recreate memories like Pierce can? My last and only hope is that my body and bones are still in this plane of reality in order that they be recovered and burned.